Hey guys, I'm Michael on TravelCostaRicaNow.com. This is another in the Expat video series, and man, this is going to be a good one. Matter of fact, this is going to be so good, I think we're going to do 3 or 4 with you. This is Jillian. Let me first tell you where we're at. We're in Nuevo Arenal, which is about an hour from La Fortuna around the lake. This is where Jillian lives now. We're going to get into her story. She's been here 3 years. Came down here a single woman, has a baby, nearly married now. So we're going to get into all that. She's got a really cool story, and it's great for any of you, especially single women, thinking about maybe coming down here. Very interesting. Anyway, Jillian, thank you.
Nice to see you, Mike.
All right. Okay, I always got to ask this first. How did you find your way down to Costa Rica in the very first place?
I'm originally from the San Francisco Bay Area. It's extremely expensive to live there. And I decided, when we came on vacation, I loved the La Fortuna area so much that I decided, hey, I'm going to give it a shot.
What was the time zone from you visiting here in La Fortuna or Costa Rica and then actually moving here?
4 months.
What?
4 months. I got back on March 18th and I arrived here June 2nd.
But you must have been looking for another way of living or something, because that's pretty drastic measures.
I was looking for a new situation in the Bay Area, but when I came here, and where do you go from the Bay Area in the United States? It's kind of like, I wanted a really good, exciting adventure, and I love La Fortuna, so it was kind of a no-brainer. On the plane home, I told my mom, I'm moving to Costa Rica, and she looked at me like, you're crazy.
I thought me and D'Angelo did it rather quick. We did it, I think, within 7 months. Now, did you have a plan when you did? Did you already have stuff set up? Like
when I got here?
Yeah.
I had a one-way ticket, a car, and a hotel for 14 days, and the email address of one guy. I emailed him when I got here.
I want to do full disclosure because it's a funny story.
Okay.
When Jillian first got here, I actually bet that she wouldn't last a year.
We all did.
I totally lost that bet, and I totally apologize. I thought, here's this girl come down here, doesn't know what, really? I mean,
No, I
really,
didn't.
you had nothing planned, really.
Nothing.
So now I do want to make it clear, Jillian is not rich, but she had a little bit of a cushion to find something to get into, because a lot of people don't. They got to come here and start, making money now.
I had a savings and I also had a car. So I brought the savings and thought, okay, if it works out, I can sell the car, which will give me a cushion about a year.
When you returned from your vacation, did you do any homework? Did you start looking stuff up?
I started looking at videos. I started looking at some real estate online, more of like rental stuff. But everything says don't make any decisions till you get there. And I'm really glad I didn't, because I was thinking my rent would be anywhere from $200 to $400 maximum.
Yeah, you started out at 600, right?
I did. Yeah, wanting the luxury, I paid for it.
That's the reason I didn't think you were going to make it. I thought you were going to be a little, maybe kind of high maintenance.
Yeah, maybe. I maybe started out that way, that's for sure. I think, you make it what you want to. I mean, my first apartment, basically it was because it had hot water in the bathroom and the kitchen, was the major draw, and safe.
Which hot water in
Air
those places
conditioning.
doesn't always happen that way.
No, air conditioning was a huge thing for me. Fortuna was a little warm for my blood.
I've never been in a place hot water in those kitchen
Sink?
sinks.
Yeah, that was the first place.
So did you ever in your wildest dreams think, wow, I'll go down there and have a baby and get married?
No, I left for Costa Rica in my 30s. Babies were not in the plan whatsoever. I just wanted to come down here. I have a heart condition, some medical things that were bothering me in California, kind of stopping me from living a full life. And when I got here and I was able to do so much, I just thought, I got to go back and at least give it a shot.
Was it like the climate?
The climate, it's because we have so much oxygen from the rainforest, I can breathe better. It's because I can breathe better, I can do more.
So, okay, let's fast forward a little bit. What did you get into first? You tried a couple things you were looking into. You looked at some scooters, you were going to do some...
Yeah, we were looking at doing... So once I decided I was going to stay, and I was like, okay, now's the next step of... You can't really work here, so you kind of have to start your own business is really the only option. I first started looking at scooters, and the situation I was in with the actual rental, like the building where they'd be rented out of, was a good situation. It changed, and when I had to look at a new building, the rent was just too expensive to support a scooter business.
Right.
So then I purchased property in
Fortuna,
La Fortuna.
yeah.
Yeah, of mine.
Are you
and
still
that
going
was
to
the
try
plan.
that at any point?
We're not sure.
She was going to get into, before you got involved, I guess, she was going to get into glamping, right? The tents?
Glamorous camping, yeah. Tents that were raised off the ground. And actually, after we did a little more research, because of the climate here, it needed to be hard, hard top and figure out what to do with the sides and
So glamping on steroids even, I guess.
pretty much, yeah, to make it sustainable over a few years rather than just putting up a new tent every year.
So how long before you got involved with Arturo? That's her husband right there, or her boyfriend. I don't know if you're married.
We're not married.
But they do kind
For
of
all
common law here in a sense. don't they?
After 3 years, I believe it's common law, but we have a son together, and that's the most important part is us loving each other and our family. The other stuff will come later.
So how long before you started getting involved,
I had been in Costa Rica
Because it probably
a
was the
year,
furthest
over
from
a
your
year.
mind. I'm assuming that getting a business going or getting some money coming in was probably more.
Before I met Arturo, I was still just kind of doing what booking some travel, selling some tours, kind of the average thing that
Any
people
way to
do.
make a few bucks.
Yeah, and I had some money coming in from the States still, so it was okay. When I met Arturo and we kind of had other his kids to worry about and things like that, we kind of had to make a decision. Costa Rican nationals make between $500 and $800 is a good salary per month. That was not going to cut it for a family of 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we had to figure out something else. So we started in Pilo. So I moved from, let's go back. We moved from the apartments and I moved into a Costa Rican neighborhood, Barrio Pilo.
Right.
And that is where Arturo and I started dating, was after a year of me being here and in the Tico neighborhood. We turned our backyard into home hosted meals. So any of the big tour companies that wanted to
that's
come
right. Yeah.
and talk to like a local family, we would invite them over and cook dinner for them and do that whole thing. So that was the idea when we came here. But then figured out this wasn't a tourist town that way, where there was going to be big buses that stayed behind. They're going through.
So I don't want to pry too much or
Sure.
TMI stuff, but was a baby in the mix? Was it like, let's have a baby?
No, it wasn't immediate. I just knew that, I was 35 when we started dating and he had 3 kids. And my own experience with my family, and I had lost 3 grandparents in 18 months. My family was getting small and we would talk and we said, I think this is a good way to close our family, to make it a full circle, like all of our kids and everything like that. So we decided, I went home to talk to doctors. And they said, you're 35, go ahead and start weaning off some medications and, but start trying. I got pregnant in 10 days. 10 days after I got back from my trip to California.
Can you say fertile?
So that was pretty shocking for everybody involved because we were thinking, 6 months down the road maybe, and it just got pushed up a little bit.
Hey, now we're going to talk to Jillian specifically about her experience, with the medical system here, the CAHA, what she did during her pregnancy, what's legal, what's not legal, how's the residency work for the kids, citizenship. That's going to be a whole nother video because that's going to be a lot of information.
Yes.
So we're just kind of glossing over. So you want to look for that video as well. Her experience with the kid.
After was pretty interesting.
Okay,
Yes.
don't
I'm
reveal
sorry, I won't
too
give it
much.
away.
No
Sorry,
spoilers.
but it's exciting.
Okay, so now, but still, you still need to work.
So Arturo has a lot of experience in cooking and owning restaurants and things of that nature, and we found this building.
He's an outstanding cook, by the way. I've had to see
Fabulous.
him numerous times.
So we found this building, and we looked on Craigslist, which I don't recommend in Costa Rica, especially if you live in the country. It's a little bit different, but don't look for it outside of the country for sure. You don't know what you're getting into.
So yeah, what she did, she was in Fortuna first, and now she's in the Nueva Arenal, and she started this. Well, this was a restaurant kind of prior, right? But not
This
like
much.
this.
No, when we got here, we pretty much overhauled everything. We moved here last year in April. I had Jake in May, and we opened the restaurant in June of last year.
nice.
Yeah.
Good Lord. What did you say
I don't do
earlier?
things slow.
She's packed 10 years of it. Most people don't do this stuff in 10 years. She's done all this stuff in 3.
3. Yeah, moved here, bought property, fell in love, had a baby, own a business, residency. Yeah, pretty much with all.
Good Lord. I feel like I'm doing something too slow. I gotta get busy.
Right, you guys better get on it. No,
So, obviously, the business is probably another video because you kind of went from square one, getting a place, redoing it, and going through all the
yes,
hoops.
we had
So
to
that's probably
redo
another
everything,
video
the
as well.
licensing, what's allowed, what's not allowed. Yes, it's all very complicated. Having employees is very complicated.
So how did how did Arturo's family, how did that all work? Accepting, you're a green dad, was that all good? Everything?
Yeah,
fine?
everything was great. His mom actually lived with us for the first year and helped me with the baby. She just left recently. But it was awesome, and it's been a really good experience. His family has a little bit of experience in that they also had a little restaurant where they're from. That's how Arturo grew up in Minnesota. This is exactly how our son is growing up. So.
Well, how did you acclimate to their family then? Was everything fine? Was anything different? Was that everything?
Everything's different, so you just go along with it. You know, that's the thing. It's like learning new things. It's like exciting. It's a new culture. My son. This is my son's growing up, and I want to know. So I just sit there and suck it all in, to be honest.
So what's the longer term plan? So you've got this going, it's been about a year and you've done a lot with this and getting this going. So what's the longer term plan? Is there, stay here?
We're going to stay in Arnall for a while. Yeah, this building and what we're doing now is important. Our community, we're growing our community as well. For Jake, you know, we want better schools for the kids here. We want more expats to come to the area, younger expats to come to the area. So we're trying to put in infrastructure for, you know, between preschool and kindergarten school right now,
and then
to more, yes, exactly. The beach areas are very popular right now, and there's a lot of options, but there's nothing here. So we're working really, really hard to do that. Saturday mornings, Arturo has about 25 Tico kids come, and we teach them English for an hour.
Really?
Yes, it's fun. This is going to be our 4th week. It's really, really, really fun. The kids love it. They all see him in town. They're, hi, Arturo. Hi, Arturo. You know, everybody.
In English?
Both, yeah. So we make flashcards for them and everything, and he's great with them. It's awesome. And then Monday mornings we do it for the adults, but it's in English, so the expats come and work with somebody, and they take class on learning how to speak Spanish, but then there's no practicality. So we're making new events for our community, so we're growing that. We're hoping that if we can grow all this, there's no reason to leave. Long term.
It might take a while, but do you have people on board? Is there
Sure,
a lot of
yeah.
people
I
helping?
mean, there's a whole, I mean, really the Ticos are the ones asking for the Spanish class. It was awesome. So
Oh, that's good.
I just answered the call.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
The long-term plan would be to make this into a very successful business and have another family that wants to come down. We live here and work here, so you can live and work under the same roof, so your family's together all day and have a nice living. I mean, I call this the tropical Lake Tahoe, to be honest.
Nice.
Love it.
All right, guys, what I wanted to do, the thing with this video, I want to introduce you to Jillian because we're going to be doing 2 or 3 more videos with Jillian. This is the #1, and you want to watch this one first. So thank you for talking to us. We're going to talk to you again in about, I don't know, 3 minutes.
Cool.
I'm going to change my shirt and act like it's a whole different time.
Awesome.
All right, anyway, guys, I'm Mike Long, travelcoachweekendnow.com. Peace, guys, over to Oaks.